Hey y'all, it's me again, the Rock Doctor, coming at you live with another installment of Easy Rock Songs for Beginners. Before I kick it off today, I wanted to give a little shout out to my co-workers, my buds over at Danny D's Guitar Hacienda. As you can see, I've got the cool Danny D's Guitar Hacienda baseball cap and my Danny D's Guitar Hacienda shirt right here. Yeah. It's a cool place in League City, Texas. It's a mom and pop guitar shop. Family owned by my good friend Danny Douglas, and I've been knowing that man since about 1984-ish. And great guy, great mom and pop shop. Been there for 40 plus years, and you're not going to find any better people or better, more knowledgeable, better folks, nicer folks than the folks over there at Danny D's. And I've been there for 18 years. Giving guitar lessons, so a shout out to all of y'all. I love you. All right, so now what are we going to do today? This is a classic rock tune that is not too difficult. It's got a couple of interesting little chords that might be somewhat of a challenge if you're a beginner, but you should know these chords. All right, so what is this song? It's called All Right Now by Free. And without further ado, let me play through the verse. I'll try to keep this video short and to the point. So here we go. Here is the verse. And that goes a bunch of times. Now let's talk about what I did there. The first chord that I hit was really just an A. But look how I'm doing it. Take a look. I've got my index finger, and I've got it planted in the second position. I'm really fretting the second fret of the D string, and the second fret of the G string. But then look, I've got my pinky down here on the bottom two strings, the fifth fret of the B and the fifth fret of the high E. So you get this. So I strum all the way down from the fifth string. Then I stop the strings. Okay, so there's the first move. Then I do it again, and then I move over to basically a fancy D chord, which is going to be this. Check this out. I'm going to get rid of my pinky, and I'm going to put my ring finger down on the D string, fourth fret, my middle finger down on the B string, third fret, and I'm going to strum down from the A string to the B string, like that. It's really a D chord, but we've got the open A in the bass, which is the fifth. And then we've got the F sharp note on the D string, that is the third. Then I've got another A on the G string, second fret, and then the root D on the B string, third fret. So there's that. Now let me put all that together. So here's the A, another A. Then I'm going to go back to the A chord. So here's all that put together again. Okay, now it gets interesting. This next section is really a D chord, but it sounds kind of cool. The voicing is interesting because I'm using the open A on top. Check it out. So here's what I have. Look. Open A. Then I've got the fourth fret of the D string, the F sharp. The open G. That's the 11. And then I've got my middle finger on the B string, third fret D. That's the root. And I'm going to strum it like this. Down, up, down, down. There we go. Down, up, down, down. Okay, there's the first half of that part. The second part of that D chord is I'm going to add my index finger to the G string second fret and strum the same way. Down, up, down, down. Now, let's review that whole second section there with this fancy D chord. The first part of this is the D with the open G string. Down, up, down, down. The second part, put your index finger down on the G string second fret and strum that the same way. Down, up, down, down. Then we proceed on to the final chord, which is that A with your pinky mushed down on the bottom couple strings, fifth fret. Here's the whole mess one more time. And that's it. So you really just have those two fingerings mainly. All right, now let's move on to the chorus. Here is the chorus. I'm going to start in the seventh position. On the two center strings, I've got a I've got an A power chord. So my index finger is on 7 on the D, my ring finger is on 9 on the G, and I'm hitting the open A string with it, and I do this many strums. 5, 5, 5, 3 of them. Now in the same position after that, I'm going to play 2 single notes. My middle finger is going to get the A string 9. Then my index finger is going to get the A string 7. So you end up with this. Now I'm going to move back 2 frets and play a G power chord on the center string. So my index finger is on the D string 5, and my middle finger is on the G string 7. And I just hit those 2 strings. Don't hit the A string with it, okay? The next move, stay there, but move your index finger back to the 4th fret on the D string. And I'm going to hit the open A with the D string and the G string. 2 strums. Then move back up to the 7th position and do the A power chord and hit the open A. So here's that whole mess. Bam, bam. And that's basically the 2 main parts, the verse and the chorus. If you have 2 guitar players in your band or your little jam group there, and you want to play some chords during the solo, this would be what you're going to do. G, D, A. Over and over. I'm using what I call the rocker G, even though country guys do it. Look what I've got here for that G. Middle finger, 3rd fret on top. Then I've got my ring finger on the B string 3rd fret. Then my pinky on the high E 3rd fret. And I'm strumming straight down from the 6th string. The A string is muted. 1 strum. Then I go to a regular old D chord. Then a 1 finger rocker open position A. And there's a ton of those. Bam, bam, bam. And that goes until the cows come home. But the very last time, at the end of the solo, that last lick is G, D, and then the 1 finger E power chord, the open E. And that's it. So that's all the parts. So we've got a couple interesting shapes again. I really like this A chord with the fretted high notes there on the 5th fret of the high E and the B. Then we've got that D chord with the open A on top there. Then the intermediate part is really another form of a D where I have the open A string and the open G string in the shape. And then the other one is where I put my index finger back down on the G string too. That's cool. And that's basically it. So it's not too difficult, but it's a super cool song, a classic tune. So have a lot of fun with it. And okay, it's me, the Rock Doctor. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, order me a pizza, and find me a bass player. Yeah, and I'm out of here. I love you. Bye.